Hi, this is Tom Pyle from the University of Houston, and I'm going to talk to you today about using Microsoft Research AutoCollage 2008 to create collages from various images you may have. It's a free program from Microsoft available through one of their websites, and I believe you will find it very useful for at least the specific reason here, which is making collages out of images. It populates, as you can see, automatically from my Pictures folder, which should be automatically present on your Windows desktop. You can see my choice of images is a little whimsical, but it's what I had on hand. Images that are very small may be excluded due to not being large enough to manipulate without looking distorted and pixelated. Now, you have here a nice assortment of images. You can click them to look closer if you like. If there's one that you want to delete, say, for instance, Mr. Picard here. Actually, I suppose you can't do that. Regardless, this slider here controls how many of the images are present, which can be a very large number indeed, although in my case I can't really go higher than, say, 20. Let's set it at 20. We'll leave out a few. We'll see which ones it leaves out. You go here to the Create button. As you press it, it starts loading the images. It gives you a nice timer there. It shows you a nice graphic as it prepares to spin around. Shows you what's present. Right now it's engaging in some processing to automatically generate the picture in question. And it's spreading them out, and in a few moments you are going to see what came out. Now, we only have so much room to show here, so we'll have to move around. As you can see, it can be a little crowded. Now, let's see what happens if we try doing it with only 8 images. Oh, it hasn't been saved. Do we want to continue discarding our auto collage? Yes, we do. Now we'll see, it loads the images. It starts sorting them out. The exact time it takes may, of course, vary depending on, well, how fast your computer is. Mine is relatively new. Yours may well be slower, especially if you're using one present at the computer lab in your school. Again, we sort of have to look at the cramped view here. But, anyway, you can redo this as much as you want. Let's hit Create again. Continue discarding your auto collage. Presumably, it's going to pull out another selection of images. Really, this is as much of an adventure for me as it is for you. Oh no, maybe it won't. As you can see, it seems that it selected the same ones. That would be something to keep in mind. It may not necessarily truly randomize its selections. Let's set it to 10 and see if we get a notably different variety. Oh, well, it seems that it added more, but it kept the original ones. Anyway, it automatically will check your Pictures folder. You can add things from other subfolders if you like. And there are options, which will allow you to decide what sort of portrait you make. You can use landscape or portrait layout, screen resolution. In this case, it is set to my screen's resolution, which is 1600 by 900. Yours, of course, is probably different. These allow you to do things like, let's say we want to reduce the overlap and the size of the relative images. I'm not quite sure how it determines these rankings. Let's make the second ranked image larger. Oops. That just reset it to where it was. That's not what we want at all. Okay, and taking a look at input, display detected faces. Allow manual face detection, we'll leave that off, although there is a section to guide you on using it. Displaying ranking information, allowing manual ranking. Again, another guide you can use. Registration, which tells you what you can use. Mine is registered due to me getting it through Microsoft's website. There's a forum and a place that you can send your comments. And just to wrap it up, let's make one more auto collage. We'll set it at Lucky 13. Not been saved, yes. This will be our last one. Loading the images again, ranking them, adjusting them. And here you can see that it's a notably smaller image. It's to me adjusting those settings. Now, let's go to save. It gives you an option here to save it as a JPEG. Automatically put it into my picture section for auto collage. We can save it here, but you could, for instance, save it to the desktop or possibly to a separate drive on your computer. In fact, let's just save it right here where it belongs. Now you can add the options to, for instance, set it as your desktop background. Let me do that. Minimize this for a moment. Oh, you see, there it is. A little awkwardly angled, perhaps. You can email them as a message attachment, although that requires a certain degree of integration of a mail program, which I do not have. Can't be sent by email. However, I believe it will automatically produce one and send it if you do. Well, as you can see, it even registers that we have an additional picture in your auto collage there. If you make enough auto collages, perhaps you can produce auto collage all by yourself. And as you see here, select a folder in the image browser with at least 7 images, and then you can use the create button to create an auto collage. And if you get this program and you happen to have 7 images or more, you too can make an auto collage of whatever you'd like. The faces of your class, your projects, the school pets, photos from a class trip, anything you'd like. This has been Tom Powell from the University of Houston Instructional Technology Program, and I hope you found this helpful.